Here we go! Yay! Hello everybody, welcome to Magic Monday Live on the 9th of February, Monday the 9th of February 2026. I know, it's going to be a good one though. I've got a whole lot of stuff to share with you. I've got some stories which you're going to enjoy. I've also got a challenge for you, which I think you should enjoy. I'm going to click a button here. God, always the same one I can't find. There it is, and then we'll get started. Oh, wait a minute, what happened there? Are you ready? Well, let's do this.
It's the start of the week. Grab your coffee cups. It's Magic Monday Live.
It is Magic Monday Live with me, Michael Heppel, here in your telephones, on your computer screens, wherever you're watching this. And if you're watching it live, thank you. And if you're watching it on replay, thank you again. And if you are not watching it, where are you? Because this is a really great one today. I've been thinking a lot about it, and it's about, well, is efficiency overrated? A couple of things. First of all, I've just driven back from Rommeldkirk. Rommeldkirk is a village in County Durham, near to Barnard Castle. Stayed there last night, had a fantastic time with our friends Vanessa and Ian. And on the way over and on the way back, there is various options for which way to drive. And today, even though it takes a little bit longer, we drove over the North Pennines and through the kind of windy way. You got to keep your eye up ahead, otherwise you can feel a little bit travel sick. But honestly, the journey today was absolutely beautiful. Kept hitting a bit of mist. You need to go above the mist, and then below the mist, and then through the mist. And then some points it would go incredibly clear. And all the streams are absolutely full to bursting. And there's a lot of life. And the sheep, you can see them getting ready to give birth to their lambs. It was the most amazing journey. Not the most efficient way to get from Rommeldkirk back over to Hexham, but certainly the most beautiful way. And I was talking to Christine in the car, and I said, I'm about to do my Magic Monday, and it's about efficiency. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I knew we were going to do this journey, and I thought it'd be a nice way to open it. And then we started to talk about other times when efficiency comes into play. And here's the classic thing. You know, you can cook efficiently, but is it as much fun as when you do things from scratch? Or is it as good for you as when you do things from scratch? We live in a world right now where people get processed food and they chuck it in a microwave, and it's just such a shame, isn't it? Because the joy of cooking something and taking the time, and then when it's on the plate to know that you did it from scratch, really is absolutely wonderful. But we're encouraged, aren't we, these days, to do things faster, to make it shorter, to make it simpler, to get it done. Oh my goodness. And that's why we're microwaving instead of cooking, and that's why we're replacing instead of repairing. This is this is a cable that I use, and it's a double phono to XLR, and it stopped working, and I undid this bit. I took that little cover off, and I found that that bit there is broken. And the temptation just to go online and order another one of these, but I'm not. My next door neighbour Gavin owns a soldering iron, and he's going to loan it to me, and I'm going to teach myself how to solder this to fix it and repair it. Well, how often we do that with clothes and things these days. When we educate ourselves, we skim instead of read. We accept the summary rather than going deep into things. It's all very efficient, but is it the best thing to do? So I was reminded of a time when I was a kid, and I was maybe about 9 years old, and we were on a family holiday in Bournemouth, staying in the Methodist guest house. And I remember being on the beach. My goodness, it was warm enough to be on the beach. It probably wasn't warm enough to be on the beach, but we were on the beach anyway. And my dad picked up this handful of sand. And with my brother and I, he said, "So, would you rather count all the grains of sand on the earth or all the stars in the sky?" And quick as a flash, I said, "All the stars in the sky." And he went, "You're wrong. Because there's more stars in the sky than there are grains of sand on the earth." And I said, "But it wouldn't be as much fun." "Oh yeah, you're right." It was brilliant to see my dad have that moment where he went, "Oh yeah, you're right. Counting sand would be pretty dull, wouldn't it? Whereas counting stars would be wonderful." Now, obviously, there's more stars than there is grains of sand. That still kind of freaks you out, doesn't it? But imagine the joy of counting them all and looking at all the galaxies and all the different things and the way they're made up and the distance and the time things are taken, and is that one still alive or has that star died and is it on its way to us and all that type of stuff. So yeah, it would have been more efficient to count sand rather than to have gone to great lengths to get telescopes and to look up at our skies. But it wouldn't have been nearly as much fun. And respect to my dad, that actually he got that. He did get that. So sometimes efficiency looks really clever, doesn't it? Because we've been super efficient doing things. But sometimes efficiency also steals the joy. It steals the joy of being able to do something. And this idea of being able to go the longer way, but to have the better journey, or to be able to do something and create it from scratch, might take longer, might make a bit more mess, might need a bit more clearing up, requires a bit more of your attention, but surely that is what we should be aiming for. All right, let's have a look at who's here. We've got a few people who are just joining in, which is always very nice. Let's have a quick look over on this side here. All right, so on this bit here, we've got Matthew Bird, who is just one of our most wonderful regular viewers and listeners. Thank you, Matt. He's over in the Land of Smiles, Thailand. Always great to see you. Over here on Instagram, we've got From Bypass to Beast. That's our friend Joachim. Wow, who lives in a place called Hell in Norway. He says, "Howdy from hell, paradise on earth." Brilliant. Sue Owens here. Tig Blades is here. Hello. Claire67 is joining. Actually, if I go through all of these, I'm going to end up going through loads and loads. So it's always nice when I'm able to have some comments. So if you want to write something, that's always nice. So here's, for example, Angie Vale saying, "Hi, sorry I'm late." Angie, you don't have to apologise for being late. It's wonderful that you take the time to even come and watch these Magic Monday lives. So thank you for that. I was just talking about efficiency and how it's overrated and how sometimes what we do is we try to be efficient, and by being efficient, we miss out the joy. That was the basic message from today. I'm sure there'll be lots and lots of examples. I wrote some other ones down. So here's the thing. Doing your own research rather than just repeating somebody else's opinion. It's efficient just to take something and just spew it out there rather than forming your own opinion with your own research. And that way you get away from the fear, and you get away from the hype, and you just focus on what's important. What else did I write down here? Sometimes what I do is I write a load of stuff, and then when I come to present it, I think, actually, I don't need all of that. And I use it then in my newsletter on a Thursday, and then where I can go really deep is in my Substack. And it's funny, people have said, "Oh, you've missed the boat with Substack." Yeah, if you want to have 100 million followers, I don't. I just want somewhere to put my stuff where it can have a kind of a longer form and where some people might want to interact. It's fun. It's nice. It's a nice environment on Substack at the moment. There's not a lot of hate. There's not a lot of people creating awful stuff like the old Twitter, Concord Twitter, now have to call it X. I know. Do you know there's people being sued for calling it Twitter rather than X? That says a lot, doesn't it? Anyway, sometimes the long way is the better way, and that's what I found today, driving over the North Pennines, which was absolutely glorious. So this week, it's a very, very busy one. I am recording podcasts. I am doing some live events. I am writing a lot of stuff at the moment. I've got 3 coaching clients happening this week. Oh, coaching clients. Here's a great thing that's happened. I had the real privilege on Friday night with Christine to go and watch Lisa Falconer, who is currently starring in the stage version of Single White Female. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I made a little reel about it. Honestly, what a show. It's brilliant. It's so clever. They managed to set it all in one room, even though there's bits happening in other places, but they set it all in one room. Very, very clever, beautifully staged. Lisa is phenomenal. Kim Marsh is the other co-star. She's incredible as well. Quite a young cast, some young people who were phenomenal, really mind-blowing. But it's so clever. But here's the thing, and I'm going to talk about this more at a later date. And Lisa said, please tell people this story. I started to work with Lisa just over a year ago, and she said she wanted to get back into acting. And I suggested as part of our coaching session, why don't you do something on stage? And she said, there is no way at all I'm going on stage. I will not do it. I said, well, why not? You're a very good actor. No way. I'm not going on stage. I don't want to do that. Too much pressure. I don't have the confidence to do it. And then there we were in the audience. She got a standing ovation at the end, or they got a standing ovation at the end. And I was so proud. Honestly, I was so proud because she's the perfect coaching client. She does everything. Everything you ask her to do, she just gets on and does it and goes for it. So it was wonderful to see Lisa on stage there doing that. So yeah, so lots of great stuff happening, and we're also going to do a big announcement this week for the Community Foundation. Yeah, lots and lots of great stuff happening. Oh, wait a minute. Dean Colson's here saying, I always learn and research and then experience it for myself. Dean, it's the only way, and I know about your deep research. You are such a brilliant researcher, and people benefit from your wisdom and your insight. Okay, folks, that's it. I am going to be back here next Monday for another Magic Monday Live. I will be sending you a newsletter on Thursday. I will be writing a Substack, which will go out. I will have a LinkedIn version on Friday. There's plenty happening. There always is. See you next week for more Magic Monday Live. In the meantime, let's play some music. Say goodbye. Thank you. Bye. Yay. I know.